is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Today, a former Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy is facing DWI and manslaughter charges. Colby Tyler McCreary and his wife were in a car crash on April 30th. His wife Savannah was injured in the crash and later died at the hospital from her injuries. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson, and for Ann Allred, records show that Colby McCreary had more than 2 times the legal limit of alcohol in his system when he crashed his Jeep on Interstate 55 near Festus.
We have team coverage tonight. Justina Cornell talked to the victim's family, but let's start with the I-Team's Christine Byers, who questioned police today about the investigation. Christine.
Mike, there are 4 police departments touched by this tragedy, and it has led to some infighting among them, as some are questioning if there was an attempt to cover up the crime. There are allegations right now that this is a police cover-up. Is this a police cover-up?
Absolutely not.
Festus Police Chief Doug Wendell is defending his officers for how they investigated a crash involving a Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy. In April, along Interstate 55 in Festus, Deputy Colby Tyler McCreary was driving 87 miles an hour and lost control of his car. His wife Savannah was injured and later died. After the crash, Festus police told the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department there were, quote, no signs of impairment. Was there any evidence of alcohol containers at the scene at all?
It's not like a pickup truck that rolled over and tossed beer cans all over the highway. There were no beer cans anywhere. There was no alcohol containers.
But 9 days later, Chief Wendell called the Missouri Highway Patrol to investigate.
We were hearing rumors of possible drinking involved or alcohol involved.
The Highway Patrol found McCreary had a blood alcohol content of 0.17%. This week, he was charged with DWI and manslaughter. Grant Bissell is the spokesperson for the Jefferson County Sheriff, Dave Marshak.
Going from we found no signs of impairment, the statement from Festus, to 0.17 BAC reported by the Highway Patrol. That's a dramatic difference.
Chief Wendell is standing by his original statement.
We were outside on the side of the highway, 1 o'clock in the morning, cars flying by, trying to save somebody's life. I can very well understand how they didn't detect any signs of or any smells of alcohol or anything else. If I were trying to cover something up, why would I have contacted the Highway Patrol and asked them to come and investigate this accident?
Colby McCreary's father, who is the DeSoto police chief, said today the family is grieving the loss of Savannah and they are remaining steadfastly by Colby McCreary's side despite the allegations he is facing. McCreary's attorney also issued a statement today. He asked people to reserve judgment until all of the facts have been heard and said, quote, social media gossip is not a court of law.
All right. Thank you, Christine.
Well, our Justina Cornell continues our team coverage with reaction from the victims' loved ones. Justina.
Mike and Kelly, while this case continues, so does the grief these loved ones have. Earlier today, I spoke to Savannah's mom, and she says Savannah was full of life and would instantly make your day brighter.
You know, even though she was, 2,000 miles away, that didn't make a difference. We still talked every day. She was still my best friend.
Krista Kalpakoff says she could always feel her daughter's positivity, despite the distance living in Oregon.
Full of life, very sarcastic, fun girl. Everybody loved her.
On April 30th, 28-year-old Savannah McCreary's life was cut short when she was killed in a crash on I-55 in Festus. Her husband, former Jefferson County Sheriff's Deputy Colby McCreary, was behind the wheel. He's now charged with DWI resulting in death and first-degree involuntary manslaughter. Kalpakoff recalls the day her daughter met Colby several years ago.
The night she met him, she came home and she's like, Mama, she goes, I just met the man I'm going to marry. Best friends. I mean, they were very happy together. They had a beautiful relationship.
She was there for the best day of their life, and now she witnesses the worst.
I love Colby. I feel horrible for him because he's the one that has to wake up every morning and know this is what he created. Justice needs to be served and being held accountable for your actions. Why did you get behind the wheel? You know better. Why didn't you protect my daughter?
Now, as the family tries to heal, Kalpakoff is left to worry about her 2 grandchildren and their life ahead.
You're left without a mom. They were the love of her life.
Yesterday, Colby McCreary was booked at the Jefferson County Jail and released on a $10,000 bond. Savannah's mom tells me she'll be following this case closely.
Now to an update on a fire that damaged an old church building in Soulard. The St. Louis Fire Chief says It took several hours and 65 firefighters to put out the fire overnight at the intersection of Gravois and Allen. The site that was once House of God Church is now home to the Lucas Schoolhouse Art Gallery. Chief Dennis Jenkerson says while the cause of the fire is still being investigated, the changes in the church made it tough to fight the fire.
Probably the biggest obstacle when you get into buildings like this is most of them have been repurposed. So the original layout of the inside of the building of the church has been changed.
People who worked and volunteered there say they are hopeful the old church can be repaired to keep serving as a space for artists.
Well, today, Wesley Bell announced that he's running for U.S. Senate in Missouri in 2024.
Bell became the first black prosecutor to lead St. Louis County when he won an upset race in 2018. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, sat down for a one-on-one interview with Bell earlier today. Mark?
Look, Donald Trump won Missouri by 18 points in 2016 and 15 points in 2020. The last time a Democrat won a Missouri Senate seat was back in 2012. So Wesley Bell knows he's up against steep odds if he hopes to beat Josh Hawley.
And we're going to win it.
But you see the dysfunction in D.C. Mm-hmm. You want to trade this job in your backyard for committee hearings about tariffs and foreign policy and judgeships and all the gridlock there?
You know, I saw the dysfunction in Ferguson as well. And when I was in a place of chaos, I helped calm tensions and de-escalate tensions. And Mr. Hawley, when he was faced with chaos, he worked to inflame the tensions.
I understand it's convenient to focus your sights on Senator Hawley or to train your rhetoric at him, but aren't you overlooking somebody?
It's not, I'm not overlooking anyone. We're going to get out and we're going to take our message across this state. I think that
I bring a primary to run.
Absolutely. We're going to take our message across this state. I'm not going to speak for any other Democrat candidates. They can make their case. I'm going to make mine. And I bring experience as an elected official in Ferguson during some tough times, as well as St. Louis County. But most importantly, and I'm going to keep bringing this up, I bring experience of working, bringing people together to work. And we have 55 police departments in St. Louis County, 80 municipalities. We created a Chiefs Advisory Committee so we can sit down, work together on these issues, and I think that's the kind of approach we need in D.C.
And yet the mayor of Ferguson is backing your opponent, Lucas Kuntz.
I talked to Mayor Jones. She had given that endorsement prior to me getting in the race. She's already told me that she has pulled that endorsement and is supporting me 100%.
You're breaking news right now. The mayor of Ferguson has flipped on this race?
Yes.
As you can see, Bell's announcement caught some Democratic insiders off guard. The trade unions and the AFL-CIO had just voted yesterday to endorse Lucas Kuntz, and they didn't know that Bell would be an option when they cast their votes. I'm told at this point it's unlikely the whole board would vote to reconsider, but we have a bona fide Senate primary on our hands.